that, and you seem rather distraught. Yep. Sweating like a whore in church. I want to slap that toupee off your head. Objection! That's right, guys. Today we are playing the Wright Ace Attorney trilogy. Now, this is a game series that I really, really enjoy, but I have not played in a long time, and there were all the holiday sales going on, and I saw that they had pretty much all of the Ace Attorney and Wright franchise games on sale, so I did myself a favor and bought all of them. Now, for full context on just how important this series is to me, I remember a long time ago playing this game with my best friend, and this was back in the early days of emulators. And basically what they did was they had gotten an emulator for the Wright game, like basically got a Nintendo DS emulator, installed it on their computer, found a pirated version of the Wright games, and what we would do in the evenings, because this was, well, we didn't live together at this time. I lived with them for a little bit after I moved out of my parents' place before I moved to the arcade, but in between that, yes, there were times where they would call me up in the evenings, and we would use TeamViewer. Yes, that's how long ago this was. We would use TeamViewer to share our screens while talking on the phone and figuring out the different cases and puzzles together. So to say it's been forever since I've played these games would be an understatement. And I figured I'd turn this into a series, so I'm thinking about starting what I'm going to call Turnabout Tuesdays, where just every Tuesday, kind of like how I do Friday flashbacks, I'll play one of the Wright games for a while. Kind of just go through one after another in the series until I'm done. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into our very first case. Episode 1, the first turnabout. Yep, go ahead and play that. Drip, drip, drip. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Evil smirky face. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. I'm so evil. Ha ha ha. You're a tutorial villain, my guy. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Oh boy, am I nervous. Right! Oh, hi, Chief! Hello, big boob bombshell sister who's gonna die. Oops, spoilers, maybe I wasn't saved this series. Phew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you. And your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Which you're really not supposed to do. Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! Life, let me think, it's all over! Is that your client screaming over there? Yep, it's him. Say hello to the most problematic returning butt monkey of the game. Death, despair, oh! I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. There's one in every friend group, guys. Ick! Say hello to Larry Butts, the literal butt of the joke. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Aw, Nick, you gotta tell me who took my baby away. Person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. But you kinda can't go telling them that. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. I owe him so much money or I would kill him myself. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. I forgot how much I love the humor in this game. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. That he freaking does. I swear, I think you end up defending him like once per game. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. How much would it suck if he was just like standing there narrating all this out loud? August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Ah, this nerd. The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. I know that this is completely against the law, but we're gonna do it anyway. Hand shaking, eyesight fading. Hand sweaty, mom's dinner on his sweater already, mom's spaghetti. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. That would be Mr. Larry Butts. Sweet. Yeah, they're starting you off easy, at least. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Phew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report to cover so many items. Wait. Oh no, no way, I forgot. I'm trying to draw a total blank here. Next, I'm absolutely sure you're up to this. You don't even know the victim's name. Oh, the victim. Of course, the victim's name. I, just forgot temporarily. Dude. I would think that if this guy was your best friend since grade school, you would know who he was dating. Though to be fair, I think this guy also goes through girls left and right too, so nah, I guess I can't fault him too much for that. Oh, I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab to check it at any time, okay? Yep. Cindy's autopsy report. Cause of death, loss of blood due to trauma. Time of death, 7:31, 4 to 5 p.m. And here we have our little records. Mia Fey, 27, chief attorney at Fey & Co., my boss and very good defense attorney with a great rack. Larry Butts, age 23. The defendant in this case, a likable guy who's been my friend since grade school, and I want to sock him in that smug little face of his. Cindy Stone, 22, victim in this case, a model. She lived in an apartment by herself, and had very poor taste in men. Winston Payne, 52. Prosecutor for this case. Lacks presence. Generally bad at getting his points across. Alright. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? A cinder block. Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. I feel like a kid getting grilled by the teacher on his first day of school. Well then, first, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue added to the court record. It's rather heavy. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. You have to check the court record frequently. Let's see. Statue to the shape of the Thinker. It's rather heavy. Yep. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant Mr. Butts to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Considering he's already saying that he wants to die, and he wants the death penalty, yeah. He's not gonna make this easy for us. That little tick of his smile. Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Watch it, buddy. Meet together. We were Romeo and Juliet. I tried Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls. Or seeing me. Ever. The little twitch he does. To do you anyway. Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. Honestly, it makes me think of all the Reddit stories out there of people trying to break up with their partners and the other one being like, well, I don't agree to us breaking up, so we're not broken up. Like, when did this start being a thing? A breakup does not have to be consensual. It is a one-person decision. You don't get to choose when you get broken up with. In fact, she had completely abandoned you, and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. One of them? Lies. But lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. As prior to the court record, victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7:30, the day before the murder. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, wait. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. In other words, she was a prostitute. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Rude. You can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. You're not joking there, are you? Should I? Let's stop him. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Irrelevant. Cheating dog. Gonna die. He's gonna drop dead. Now when I meet her in the afterlife, we get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? Save your mental breakdowns outside of my courtroom. I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he totally went. Yeah, he did. The poor sap. What do I do? Oh. Honestly, I'm kind of torn on this. You know what, let's have him answer honestly and see what happens. I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order. Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her. Oh, that voice is so grating. It's even worse than the one I'm doing for him. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body, which is not at all suspicious. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Yeah, I mean, that was gonna come up whether I had him tell the truth or not at that point. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Fraught to the These names! The puns in these names kill me! It's Mr. Smarmy Evil Smirk Face. Mr. Fraught, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes! Mr. Fraught, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Witness testimony. Alright, let's see what we got. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I mean, he might have been. Oh, hold on. Darn it. These pop-ups, I swear. Okay, there we go. I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Actually, it's pretty weak. Leaves a lot of holes. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Fraught used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Well, that does line up with the time that it happened. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor. Alright, Wright, this is it. How many times am I gonna have to be forced to say that in this game?
The real deal.
What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why, you expose the lies in the testimony the witness just gave.
Lies? What? He was lying? No, and water is wet.
Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty?
How do I prove he's not?
You hold the key. It's in the evidence.
Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay, seems a little aggressive, but alright. Open the courtroom tab, then point out the contradictions in the testimony. Okay, let's see. So, time of death was 7:31. 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. So that does line up with what happened during that. She was home from Paris on 7:30, the day before the murder. Electricity to her building was out from noon to 6 p.m. So the question is, what is the contradicting evidence here? This is always my weakness, because I've said it before when playing the Talos Principle and similar puzzle games. I tend to overthink things. Cross-examination. Okay. Okay. And this is where we begin the process known as save scumming. Because we're gonna need it a lot for this.
I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. Felt in fright and found myself unable to go inside. Thought to call the police immediately. Phone in her apartment wasn't working. Went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Time exactly, it was 1 p. Oh, here we go. Yeah, he said it was 1 p.m., but the murder, according to this, was between 4 and 5 p.m.
Objection!
The iconic line. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure?
Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that shrill, grating voice.
This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Saw It. Why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? That's a really good question.
Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart.
Alright. Let's keep wheedling this little weasel.
Wait, remember now?
Would you care to give your testimony again? Alright, let's hear your updated testimony.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
But if it was a blackout... I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right, you know what to do.
I've got this one. Yeah, that one was a little bit more obvious. Alright. Let's keep needling him. Let's see. Probably so you're saying it was the coming from the television. So quick save since we got the first one right. Alright, let's see. So the power should have still been out. Yeah, electricity was out.
Objection!
Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery, and this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Oh, his hair did a little flip thing. The defense has a point. Do you have any explanation for this, Mr. Sawit?
Well, I find it quite puzzling.
Of quite.
For now.
Mr. Sawit, the court would prefer to hear accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. Yep. Sweating like a whore in church. I want to bitch slap that toupee off your head.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Alright, I think this is when he's finally gonna break. Come on.
I didn't hear the time. I saw it.
Get it? Because of the name?
There was a 2 o'clock in the apartment, wasn't there? And the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim.
Dude, now you're just freaking out.
That must have been what I saw.
Alright, dude. You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. But you're saying it was the murder weapon, dude. We know it was the statue. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. This is an easy one. Again, this is the trial case, though. You saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? The murder weapon the killer used to hit the victim. Alright. But this was the murder weapon. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock?
What? With your objections and your evidence, you think you are?
Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit.
Hey, I saw it there, okay? It's a clock. Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne.
As the witness stated, the statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Yeah, dude. How the heck could you have known it was a clock just from looking at it if it doesn't tell you the time unless you pick it up? Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder.
Yeah, but I went in there.
I'll do better than that. I can prove you're the one who killed her. You struck her with a clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. That's kind of a big leap in logic, but, you know, it definitely at least is getting him even sweatier. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. Oh, that voice, I hate it. Well, what's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I mean, I saw.
I was just talking about slapping the toupee off of him. Oh my gosh, I love these reactions. Shut up, shut up, shut up, I hate you! It was him, I tell you. I saw him! He killed her, and he should burn! Burn! Give him death! Yeah, you look totally believable right now, don't you, buddy? Order! Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright.
Your Honor.
You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply... Yep. This is one where I'm probably gonna mess up again. Alright. Oh. There we go. My keyboard died for a second there for some reason. There we go. Okay. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. Oh, that certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ack! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh, what's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it's running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I gonna prove that? Damn it. I was so close. Don't give up yet, Phoenix. We got this. Mr. Wright? It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal, You lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Thankfully, we have beautiful big boot backup. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? That is gonna be such a running bit throughout this whole game. Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yeah, she was in another country. Wait, maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. This is a piece of evidence of the court record. There's a piece of evidence of the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
Well, this is the only piece of evidence we haven't really submitted, so let's go for that. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? But And here comes the freak out. He foamed at the mouth.
Dude was a feral weasel. Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty.
Woo! Yay! Confetti! Happy ending! Except you know that Larry's girlfriend is dead. And she was apparently seeing other people.
And with that, this court is adjourned.
It turns out that Frank Saw It was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Saw It let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Saw It grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. And, you know, the rest from there. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. Wow, that only took a few hours for them. Phew, I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Oh, not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If they should let me hit it. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. 3. You're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, I mean, bad. Bad, Larry. No. Somebody get the newspaper and a spray bottle. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a gold digger. Nah, never mind. Well, congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Buttses. I really can't tell if she's doing this on purpose or not. Thanks. I owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook, you ungrateful bastard. Where's my dinner and a movie? Oh, hey! Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Oh, actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick, can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she was just playing me for a fool. That made me just want to cry.
Larry. Dude is never gonna learn.
Are you so sure?
Excuse me?
I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way.
You don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay.
Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him?
Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Well, if I had to guess. And it's probably because she bothered to take this with her to France in the first place. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her.
Huh? What about the clock?
This is the clock you made for her, Larry.
And she took it with her when she traveled.
Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all.
You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling.
Well, make of it what you will.
Hey, Nick.
Glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. I hope that made him feel a little better. And guy needs to go to therapy, figure out what about himself before he dates again. But we know that ain't gonna happen because it's Japan.
Right. I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. In order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never.
Solid advice. Just solid advice in general.
Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off?
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts.
Innocent butts. Oh, I have such juvenile humor some days. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him.
Yeah, part at least.
You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks?
Woo! And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave me. We worked pro bono and all we got for it was a clock.
I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. My promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep.
Dun dun dun! Cliffhanger for the next episode! Well, brand new episode has been added. Go ahead and save there. And put in a new save slot just in case. Well, oops. I did not mean to start the next episode. But, you know what? I think I'm gonna save this juicy little tidbit for the next time. Maybe do like one episode per week unless they end up being really short. This one is kind of in the middle lengthwise just because it's, well, it's a tutorial level. But we'll get into the really, really juicy murders next time. Until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye!
Aw, game over already? Don't worry, there's always more fun to be had later. If you enjoyed your stay, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for visiting Arya's Arcade. Bye-bye!